So we're going to talk about investing in the market. $1,000, what would you do with it? So hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell button and leave a like. Now, I asked a question the other day. Very simple question. How much did you put in the market on your first initial purchase? Now, we're going to go with $1,000. Keep it nice and simple. I know it says $1,000 plus. However, it was pretty common. There's also a one there for 26% for between $50 and $250. But I thought, well, $1,000, realistically, we're going to build something here as some sort of foundation education in terms of how to invest in the market as a beginner. Introduction, just so you know what you're doing, right? And I'm going to give you some of my rules, my thoughts, my processes, and what I do and what I teach. Because in my opinion, it majorly helps as a beginner because you want to have a solid foundation and not get caught up in the drama. So today, realistically, it's a bit of a rubbish day, but that's kind of where the things are. I've literally just tweeted, if I go to my profile, this, literally before. The secret of winning with cryptocurrency is all about taking profit. I know there's a lot of people that bang the mantra drum of just hodl, which is mainly, for me, my opinion, just Bitcoin specifically at the moment. It is more of a store of value. It does hold its weight very well, even though today and even over the last few weeks it has been retracing. But with an altcoin that you've just kind of heard of because your friend in the canteen or your friends text you or whatever, it's like, you know, you don't know much about it. It just went on an absolute trailblazing run. So what you need to do is you need to basically use profit essentially to buy when people are panicking. That is where the game is won. Buying when it's low, but when people are panicking selling, you need to be buying, and that's how you can kind of win, especially if you're going into a bear market. Now, so the aim is not to have loads of coins, not to have different specific coins. Have lots of them, but not different varieties, if that makes sense. So don't be 50 coin Jack with freaking all his badges on him. Don't be that guy. Be the person that's got a lot of good coins and less of them to manage, because I know that people fall into that problem of, I've got far too many bags, wow, this is horrible, oh my god, I'm panicking, I can't keep up with what I've got, oh the news, oh bugger. You know, you got to remember. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off simple. We're going to split this up very easily. We've got $1,000 to play with. We want to only basically invest in 4 coins. That is it. Sorry guys, sorry, that's it. And that is the simple lines of it. Now, I'm going to go over 4 coins here, but I'm going to give you food for thought of why you should be picking certain coins depending on what you want, right? Certain parameters, certain metrics, certain tokenomics, certain ecosystem, certain utilities. And we're going to try and pick solid coins as a beginner of where you can go. Now, some people will argue it's boring, it's crap, whatever, but even still, realistically, cryptocurrency is volatile. It moves pretty aggressively versus the stock market. I could say to you, right, buy 15 top quality blue chip stocks that pay dividends and have paid dividends for 10 plus years and do not look at risk for losing out on dividends over the next year. Go for it, right? That is a good way of getting cash flow. However, they don't move much. It's a different type of dynamic, where with crypto, one of these altcoins could do a 50%, 100%, a 300%, freaking 10,000%. It really can happen. And it does happen very often. So let's talk about it. So we only want to have 4 coins. We want to split that up. So basically $250 in each one. And the first coin that you are going to buy, very simply, is Bitcoin. That is it. There's one allocation done. Why? In my opinion, this is how I teach it. You should always be looking to stack Satoshi values. So what are Satoshis? It's basically the metric of what a Bitcoin is worth. So if you look at all of these kind of metrics here in terms of the value of it, this is divided up into little Satoshis. So when you see the overall price of Bitcoin, that is it, right? Right now, you can get 13.6 Ethereum for 1 Bitcoin right now. If you go into an altcoin, you're going to see that metric, how much it is in terms of how many Bitcoin it is worth per Ethereum. So you want to be growing that number. You want that to be going up in your portfolio. To find that out, go to your Blockfolio or your Delta, tap the little button, and you'll see very quickly how much your portfolio is worth in Bitcoin. But if you have a bit of Bitcoin, it'll always remain as Bitcoin. It won't move. It'll just go up in USD, which is important. So be careful falling into the trap of timing the market wrong, which is very, very easy to do. If the Bitcoin dominance is going up like a rocket, your altcoins will bleed out in Satoshi values. You will therefore, it will be better off holding Bitcoin in that situation. So have some just in case as a buffer. So we're going to be looking at 3 other altcoins that you could pick. Now, the caveat to this game is simple. You want use case, utility, and an actual team involved. That is the main 3. Don't worry too much about everything else because everything else will fall into place. What I mean by that is if you've read the white paper, you've probably figured out there's a use case, there's a team, there's tokenomics, there's utilities there, there's all kinds of different variations and partnerships that you can rely on as a potential for making some money. Now the next one I'm going to say as an option. Now this is where it gets interesting in terms of the video. Yes, I would recommend 4 coins, 1 Bitcoin, 3 altcoins. There we go, 3 altcoins. My fingers work. That's important. But I'm going to give you a load of different coins to throw at you that have, top of my head, utility. They've got a good team and they probably will do okay realistically in the long term. So the first one obviously is going to be Ethereum. The second one is obviously going to be Binance Coin. Simple, right? That is a good allocation to start off with. Now, you can also look at the likes of Cardano. I would avoid the likes of Dogecoin because it's a meme coin. Yes, it's made loads of money. Yes, people will obviously have that biased opinion going, oh, but it made people millionaires, but it doesn't mean it'll happen again. You've got to remember use case, token utility, and a team. I don't have any of that realistically. The use case is sending currency from A to B. That is it. There's nothing that's really going to peg it to a high price. If the hype dies off, well, guess what? That's going to just tumble because it is it's an inflationary asset. It's just going to keep printing out money. That is not good. XRP is another one that is more, you need to do your research on whether it is for you or not. There's a lot of legal jargon and legal bollocks basically around this with the SEC. You need to understand that. Do you want to put your money at risk at a pending lawsuit that could basically wipe you out? You'll probably give it a miss. Again, interesting. Polkadot, a full ecosystem. Now, ecosystems are important. The likes of Ethereum, the likes of Binance as well, the likes of Polkadot, the likes of Zilliqa, even Solana, back at number 15 there. There's somewhat of an ecosystem where other things, other assets, companies, developers, languages, whatever they may be, can bolt onto them and they'll get the token flow from. So that is important to have in your portfolio. So for me, Polkadot should definitely be up there for me anyways. Moving down the list, you got the likes of Matic as a scaling solution. Layer 2, that is important as well for the growth and the the scalability of Ethereum. Makes it better, make people want to use it more. That will get a nice token flow. It has a solid use case, a solid team. Simple. Theta, all about gaming and streaming. It's got a solid use case, it's got utility token, it's got a T-Fuel as well. So it has all the kind of minerals there and it has some really solid partners. You got VeChain, another one. Stellar, not so much my sort of thing. It's very, very similar to XRP. But the likes of VeChain has some monster partnerships, has a monster ecosystem in the world of logistics. So if you're looking for supply chain, then maybe the coin for you. So this is what I'm saying, there's so many different coins out there that are different. Likes of Monero there, privacy. If you want a privacy coin, that could be an option. Aave, DeFi, really, really solid in terms of its platform. Maker as well, another DeFi one. Kusama goes very, very similar to the likes of Polkadot. So the more you learn, the more you understand these coins, you're going to notice that they're all from different kind of backgrounds that do different things. Ecosystems are important. DeFi is important. You've then got the likes of privacy coins, then you've got the likes of supply chain, then you've got the likes of payment mechanisms and systems. There's quite a lot out there realistically. Then you've got other ones that are a bit more obscure that may not be a good use case for growth, but there may be a really good use case for niche. So games, for example. NFTs, for example. There's randomness in those and they could actually create some monster value with people. You've then got the likes of exchange tokens, as I mentioned before, with Binance. You've got the likes of crypto.com there, you've got FTX token. They're important. Why? Because the ecosystem of people is important. This is a whole network. This is a game of networks. But for me, You need to kind of start off small with something solid so you can build a platform, then you can continue your investment. Because what this is initial investment. If you've got $1,000, you're like, I want to get involved in this space. I'm thinking long term here. If you are picking the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, Polkadot, long term, you might be pretty good, realistically, long term. But if you're then in your next couple of exposures of reintroducing or putting capital or even profit into the market, you may well go down this spectrum and look at other assets here and go, well, you know what? I might buy a meme coin, I might buy an NFT, I might buy this, I might chance my luck, see what happens. But the lower down you go, the better it is for the gains. But you got to think use case is important. The likes of Zilliqa are very similar to the likes of Ethereum in terms of its capability, in terms of its ecosystem, but it has much better things than Ethereum. The likes of Sharding, for example, that could be a one for you. There's loads of coins down here as well, Elrond as well. But realistically, there's so many different assets out there, you cannot have them all. And I can't cover them all as a channel. It's ridiculous. But for you, if you're a beginner, or even if you're looking to kind of sort your life out and you've been in the market for a few months, you're thinking, oh my God, this is amazing, I've got too many coins, this is ridiculous. Look at consolidating. Look at getting into some solid assets, sit on them, and aim to grow those Satoshis. The higher the Satoshi levels go, the better. Trust me, because you will have much more wealth long term if you can keep some Bitcoin laying around.